Good morning. It is Friday, May 10th, 2019. In this live stream, we'll take a look at all of the margin trading markets on Poloniex, and we are looking keenly to see if we are finding early signs of altcoin capitulation. And I'll also explain why I have this margin trading on Poloniex broken on the screen. Just a quick look at our disclaimer. You can pause the video to read through it or click on a link in the description down below. Let's jump right in. First of all, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin prices. No, first of all, let's take a look at why I'm saying Poloniex, are you broken? So last night I had this trade on, margin trade long position in Ethereum, and you can see here that it's showing me an unrealized profit. However, when you look at the entry price, it was 0.0275 and the prices were at 0.0270. Clearly at holding a little bit of a loss here as prices pulled back, but it maintained showing me I was at an unrealized profit. I refreshed the page, I logged out, I logged back in, and I went to bed, and I got up in the morning and it was still showing me this until just before the video, and things have straightened out, it seems. So here we have, impossible to drag it over for you, but we have the, let's see if I switch the size here. So now it's showing the unrealized loss on that trade. So it's a little bit below the entry point right now, and I'm still holding it, and I'll talk about why in a second. So let me now log out of that account when I find the logout. And now we're looking at the price of Bitcoin, which has been going crazy and going up and up and up. What's going to happen with Bitcoin? What's it going to do to the alts and all of our margin trading opportunities on Poloniex? Here we can see the Bitcoin dominance. And this is a trend we were watching earlier, started out in the beginning of April as altcoins started their top formations and dumping. Bitcoin prices or Bitcoin dominance was going up and up and up. And so we're watching for this top formation in the altcoin dominance right now. If I go out to the 5-year view so we can see a long-term perspective, it's looking like there's no support, almost no support and resistance between 57% and 70%, 72% market cap dominance. And so if Bitcoin dominance continues to go up, our altcoins are going to continue to get hammered, and we want to pay attention to that. This is another indicator, just overall altcoin bullishness, is the altcoin market cap overall. So it's not a price chart here, it's a chart of the change in market cap. And with this massive volume stepping up underneath the altcoins at this bottom, as we're making this bottom formation, I think that the altcoins are all ready to be rushing higher. And now we're going to be watching for the earliest signs of capitulation, because with these capitulations, we're going to be seeing spikes down with an immediate spike back up. This is the capitulation low. It could be the capitulation low, but it is a capitulation low. And we're watching for them because when they hit these lows and they make a formation, this is the time where they're going to be turning around perhaps and following Bitcoin. Right now, when we're looking at Atom, we were watching for a short position earlier off of this. And we were watching for the short position here, had to reevaluate and wait for the short position here. If you had gone on a short entry here, you would have had to get out of it and then wait for a new consolidation to attempt a short position. Difficult to do because of this spike up, and you had to wait for a new opportunity to do a short position. And then we've found some profit in this if you would have got into this trade. Now we're watching for the bottom formation, the RSI divergence, and the turnaround. We're looking at the 1 hour bar. So if the moving averages, these exponential moving averages, have not crossed over on the 1 hour bar, it's way too soon to be taking on a position in this. So we'll continue to go through these charts now and see what the rest of them are saying, because here is another potential capitulation pattern, especially at these recent historical prices. That is pretty keen. And now I'll watch for this to be a 1, 2, 3 bottom. I like the RSI is showing more strength here. So there's early indications of potential for this turnaround. And if you're, it depends on your trading style. For my own part, I'm really waiting for this bottom formation to confirm, the exponential moving averages to cross, and then I'm looking at taking a part of my position, and I have specific risk control rules. If you want to learn more about the methods that I teach in my trading, you can go over to digitalcurrencytraders.com. We have a special on the book where you can save up to 80%, And you can join our crypto signals and alerts for a 7-day trial for just $1. And because you're on this stream and we're talking about Bitcoin lending and margin trading on Poloniex, be sure to get the free training on the education page on the Bitcoin income investing. How to earn interest on your Bitcoin. Way more information than just what we're doing here on Poloniex. Phenomenal stuff. Let's jump back to the charts here now. This I'm watching for a breakout, and I'll have to wait a little bit because it's on the 15-minute bars. It's a little bit too short a time frame for my trades, but now that I'm seeing these setups, I'm paying more attention. As I zoom out and I'm looking at this, check out the support and resistance from the immediate history, and then watch for this turnaround and this bounce. It's a little bit too early for me to take a trade signal on that. Let's dig in more. This is also too early. We're on the 12-hour charts. Zoom in, zoom in. We're not seeing any of that capitulation, a comeback yet. And we're down to 804 Satoshi. So we just continue to watch this one. There's no short signal in this, so I don't want to FOMO short. And I don't want to go long just off before it's actually even broke a down trend line. So more waiting here to see what's happening and just monitoring it daily. Clams, I'm surprised. Of course, it's been going up on this massive trend along with Bitcoin, and it's continuing to go up. So I'm only watching for a top formation here. There's no FOMO buying in on something that's taking off after it's gone up this much. There's only watching for a top formation and this break, and just watching and watching and watching. We'll continue to monitor this because it's breaking higher. So there's, again, hands off. Got to wait for this trend formation to break and the exponential moving averages to cross at least before we're going short. Let's go take a look at Dash, which is also pulled back. Surprised to me, actually. I figured Dash was going to be holding these positions here. And it has really come down to extreme levels. Let's go to the 5-year view to take a look at this, because it's really come back to old historical support and resistance. This would be the place to be zooming in and watching for that capitulation low, zooming right into this bottom formation. It is the swing trader's dream to get a hesitation at a significant historical range like that. So let's watch this one as it's picking up. We could do a trade on this pot, and you only hold it if it's proving you correct. You get rid of it immediately if it's not proving you correct within a half an hour because of the short time frame that we're looking at here. Doge, no good news in Doge. It's really faded off and not given us any kind of bottom formation. Now we're back to sort of historical levels, so there's room to be watching it, but it's not giving us any kind of 1, 2, 3, not even on the shortest time frame. This one is a watcher for now. No action on this one as well. EOS, I wouldn't say any action on this one because it's come down to just, falling. It hasn't given us any kind of spike or any kind of turnaround, any kind of life at all, except for this little blip here and then immediate softness. So it's got to do something bigger than that. If Bitcoin is going to blast up higher, this may get driven down more. And so it isn't giving a trading signal for this method to be able to jump on that and go short. Ethereum Classic, zoom back out. It's at new lows. So it's only observe. No short on this. It could continue going lower, but I want to short out of a break of a top formation on the exponential moving average crossover. So then there's a momentum going there that I can know is starting, and I can get my stop loss below it and just let it sit. Now for these ones, there's only watching for the bottom formation to shape up, and it's not looking like it right now as Bitcoin is shaping up with strength. Ethereum versus Bitcoin has also been sliding off. You can see this just a wedge building up here. I am long in Ethereum because of what I'm seeing in Ethereum US dollar chart. So I'll have to switch over to a different exchange. Let's jump over to a different panel. Bitfinex, Ethereum US dollar. 1-year view. So the 1-year view of Ethereum US dollar, looking at the on balance volume down here. So it's a little bit stronger here and a little bit weaker there, which is bearish for this. However, we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation that's been building up into an ascending wedge triangle. And if you look in the background, we can see where Bitcoin did much the same formation, but when it broke out higher here, it really went. And so it gives me the feeling that Ethereum US dollar may be doing the same thing, but it is holding out later. So while Ethereum US dollar is holding flat and Bitcoin is going up, then we see Ethereum is going down versus Bitcoin, but Ethereum is holding steady versus US dollar. And it's this chart that makes me go long on the Ethereum contract in Poloniex margin trading. Even though I'm trading against Bitcoin, I'm thinking that this particular formation is the potential for it. If it breaks below these levels, then it's a clean sell signal as well. So it's a position to take the risk. That's all it is. And then you have your risk control rules to be sure that you get out before the loss is too big for your trading. Now let's go on to the next one and take a look at Factum, which was almost a short sell signal here. And I was talking about the short sell was when this moving average crossed over. I don't want to FOMO short late in this market. After it's done such a move, I'm going to just hang out and watch on this one. And really, it could have been a short on the last episode, could have shorted at the market at the time, and you'd be able to put your stop loss below your entry and be sitting there waiting now to see how correct you are. Let the market decide. So this one could be a sell signal where it is, and I'm not going to jump on it just because of the technical levels. On to Litecoin versus Bitcoin. It's been suffering and pulling back. But when we go and take a look at Litecoin versus US dollar, it's a different story. So when I pull back to the 3-month view of Litecoin US dollar, we're still on this uptrend line, and we're touching it now. So if Litecoin is going to go parabolic like Bitcoin is, this is the moment. This is the time. So you zoom into the 3-month view, zoom into the 1-month view, and you can see where these bottoms are hitting. Should it be breaking above this consolidation now, we've got ourselves a signal if it goes here. So this is now we go back to the Bitcoin price, and should that be taking off, we should be seeing a bottom formation shape up here as well. This isn't enough. This kind of blast and then a pullback isn't enough. It just gives us more of a place for our downtrend line for this to break and start to go higher, so that we see that Litecoin is actually picking up versus Bitcoin. Nothing going on yet, and none of these are a trading pattern that I can jump into. This one was earlier, and this one was earlier out of this top formation. So we're watching, and should Litecoin US dollar start to fade, this one would be a short signal as well, for sure. MadeSafe Coin's got an announcement coming out today, and it certainly is not affecting the price. So it is at insane historical lows, and it may go lower, but not a short sell position. The short sell position was earlier out of this break here, out of this break here, as they're making a top formation and easing, not when they're making a potential bottom formation and breaking lower. Though it could go, it's not the trading signal that fits into my trading plan. So there's a few signals that actually do turn out, but they don't fit my plan, and so I don't take them. I'll stand back and watch. Stellar US dollar over the last long time has really taken a major dump. And I recall as this chart pattern was setting up, thinking this is going to go to 9,000 from here. It's going to triple. No, it cut in third from there. So it did the move, just the wrong direction. Now we're watching for the bottom formation in this. So if I go to XML and look at it in US dollar view, this is giving us a little bit of a spike up here that could be considered that kind of capitulation, start of a capitulation signal. Hit a bottom, it's not a strong enough bounce, and then pull back a little while and go sideways. Then we might have a takeoff from there, but it is within its larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It has just been hammered down by the strength of Bitcoin all the way along here. So we'll watch this one for a turnaround and an entry signal in the Stellar versus Bitcoin. Now that it's back to these historical levels and we see the Stellar versus US dollar value bouncing a little bit, now it's time to really start zooming in on this and paying attention to this, knowing when we can be starting to think of taking risks. We've got a potential 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. The exponential moving average crossover has occurred in the 15-minute bar. I like also these pre-pump candles from a little earlier. So there's a few things setting up in here now that with that foreshadowing of the change in the US dollar value of this, gives us the potential to take a risk on this and have our risk to reward and risk ratio very nice and small because of how close you can keep your entry and your exit levels out of this tiny 1, 2, 3. The trouble with this is that it takes enormous babysitting when you first put on a trade on this kind of short-term time frame. You can only hold it if it proves you correct, and you must let it go if it's proving you wrong. And so when you first put on the trade, you've got your fees to pay, you've got the spread from the bid and the ask, you've already got your costs that you're willing to spend like an insurance policy to ensure that you've got a position just in case the price moves your way. Now, you don't want to hold on to it if it doesn't move your way. So you have to have a clear enough entry position. Be patient to sit there and wait for that clear position, and when it gives you the signal, you go. Like this is just giving a nice jump up in volume here. So somebody bought something without moving the price. We'll continue to watch it. And as soon as the trade goes on, then you're considering where to put your stop loss so that you can protect that entry as quickly as possible at the beginning. So that if it does spike up and pull back, you're protected. You're not going to risk turning a winning trade into a losing trade. It's very frustrating. Let's go on to XMR. This is another one that I'm surprised that it's broken down below these levels. And yet it is a pretty clear historical formation that a break of those levels is a really good sell signal. And it would probably be an add-on sell signal on the downtrend if we were watching for it to come down and pull back a little bit and then continue on. We'll go over in the next episode, we're going to go over the Ichimoku cloud to see if we can find those buy signals in the uptrend or the sell signals in a downtrend. When those reversals happen a little bit and then the trend is going to continue, the Ichimoku cloud is really much better for that as an indicator than our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Once the trend is started, there's no 1, 2, 3 top, there's no 1, 2, 3 bottom. This is the time to be watching the Ichimoku clouds to see here is the sell signal. As it pulls up and starts to ease off, there's our sell signal. And we'll find those on the way up as well using our Ichimoku cloud. Tune into that one tomorrow. On to Ripple. Nothing going on here. All sorts of news and pump and excitement, but nothing actually in the prices. So we're seeing an accelerating downtrend. Actually, this is sort of like the parabolic, but reverse. And if we have this parabolic move in the reverse down, then we have this bounce. It's the potential for that capitulation. It's the potential for that capitulation. We have the potential now for the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to break a little higher. And we have a pretty good risk to reward ratio of where that could be. So one more. No, that's it. Now I'm going to clear this off. Turn off. Let's see. And I'm going to drag this over. And I'm going to draw out what I'm hunting for these capitulation patterns. We have prices moving along, moving along, moving along. So now we see the parabolic drop. I want to see the bounce, and then I want to see it consolidate like this. So everybody's had everybody's shaken up, right? Everybody who has been losing and had to finally dump, everybody who dumped here and it immediately bounced up, they're all smarting. Everybody's sore. Everybody who's made a profit here and taking that profit, then prices are going to consolidate at the 50% range of this capitulation bounce. So after it's done the bounce, after the capitulation drop, and it bounces and then pulls back, this is where we start to look for our trading signal. And it's really hard to wait all the way that time frame until it starts to break above these levels. It's a very difficult thing because the FOMO gets you. You really want to get all the profit you can, but waiting is the better idea. So when this kind of shape sets up, we're going to be waiting and we're going to watch for this. And if it gets away on us, that's okay. We're still, this is our plan. We're planning our trade. We're going to trade our plan. Watch this one unfold over the weeks to come as we are doing these Poloniex margin trading videos over and over again. Last, and I should have done this first, I want to quickly go over the interest rates right now. So here we have 303% per year right now for IEDOO on Bitfinex. EDO, pretty good. So we changed the platform. You see Poloniex Clams has 8.3. Bitcoin is at 2.87%. And all of these are very minimal. Not worth putting your money out for lending at this and locking it up and then having something happen where you can't move your money. So wait for the interest rates to get higher, and they will on the bull run. All of these interest rates will rise as the whole altcoin bull run is going. All of these, the Bitcoin clam, everything, because people will be going long and using up all the Bitcoin lending. Here we got up to some fantastic rates. So this is part of our layered lending strategy, is to have lending let out at the higher rates so that you are having some money available. If it does spike, you're there. You can lock that in for a 60-day loan at a much higher percentage interest. Really great to see. And let me go back to the page before, because I want to talk about all of these interest rates are going to go higher. So when the bull market is going on, it makes sense that people are going long. They're taking Bitcoin, they're buying the other coins, and they're holding that in a margin position. Then they release that. But as it's going up, people are seeing top formations. They are believing that this is where it's going to go down. They're taking short positions. And when they do take short positions, they're using up all of the coin available in each of these altcoin lending markets. When that is depleted and there is no more coin to lend, these interest rates go crazy levels. And right now we have these bots that are good. They help you out. But if you're using the free bot, it's got you at the lowest interest rates, and it's not keeping your money available if the interest rates go up. You're locked in at these lower rates. Lots of people are using the free one. They're all locked into these lower rates. And when that coin is used up, then the interest rate blasts to way super high. And it's worth it to wait and leave that money at a super high interest rate and leave it there and wait, rather than holding it in a low budge loan for a long time and making almost nothing. You really do make more profit if you wait for those super high interest rates and just take a short-term loan on it. So we'll watch for that. And again, I'll direct you to go down to the Learning Center on digitalcurrencytraders.com, scroll down and get this Bitcoin income investing report. It's more than what is going on in Poloniex. There's a number of different platforms where you can do this lending. I think, it may be the most sensible thing to do, and trading probably 20% of the time at very specific market conditions, only when it's perfect. Trading all the time never works. But lending this stuff all the time is continually growing your coin. And I think it's the most sensible thing to do with a good portion of your portfolio. Some of your biggest wins that come out of these alerts should have some of that going over to the Bitcoin income investing so that you can just hold it and grow it. So I appreciate a few of you turning up for this. Vasilis, good to see you here. Crypto Honey. And yes, I can take a look at Golem and Bat. Bat, really, here's a top formation I've been watching for. Basic attention token, we nailed it. Let me go to find it. Here is our chat, and I'm going to go to our Traders Journal. Did I post it here? Or in the alerts, trade alerts? Oh, right there. So I'll drag this down. Right now, we have a basic attention token pulled back all the way to here. And this was our get out signal. Can't see what date that is. The 2nd of May on this formation. We're watching this shape up, and the exponential moving average crossed over. Top formation had to do it. And sure enough, in 10 days later, it's gone down 50%. So what would it be worth to you to know these top formations and get these alerts? How much would that be worth to keep that trade? Let's go on and take a look at the chart. Binance, filter it by Bitcoin, go down to basic attention token. Here's one of our potential capitulation bounces. And it really, this is such a tiny little 1, 2, 3. It's not really a 1, 2, 3. There is our accelerating down curve and the bounce. So it's giving us the first turnaround. And I love the volume on it as well. This is huge. It's fantastic. And so now the plan for what I was talking about just a minute ago for these capitulations is to look for something at around the 50% level of this. So let's grab our Fibonacci's. So here's our 50% level of that move. So should prices come back anywhere in this range and consolidate for a bit, I want it for, this is a day or 12 hours maybe at this time frame, and then I'd be looking to buy into it if it's starting to go up higher from there. So we'll watch this one. What time frame is that? 1 hour time frame, and the exponential moving averages are nowhere near crossing over yet. So for my own part, I like to wait for this to consolidate now, and then when I'm seeing it breaking and the exponential moving averages are crossing over, then I'm feeling better about it. But I try not to jump in on these ones because they really whipsaw around a lot. If I'm jumping in and it goes, I have to wait for the right time in order to get that moment to go in there. And the other coin was Gollum. I'm going to go to Poloniex. No, let's go back to Binance. Gollum. EFG. Gollum Network Token. Okay, here's another one giving us that potential for the springboard, the capitulation. And it has that accelerating down curve. It has the bounce, doesn't have the volume. Oh, okay, the volume's not bad, respectable compared to the rest of it. I would like to see the bounce stronger and then make the 50% level. So there's still, for this, still time to wait for that consolidation and the turnaround. And it may not be the best strategy, but it is the one that I'm planning now for these capitulations. And it's worked well in the past. It just takes them patience because it's very exciting to see them move like that, but it's not time to jump in. It's just catching knives to get in at a position like this. If I go into the 5-minute bars and I'm watching this, even at this time frame, this isn't something I could catch as it's coming down here and starting to show strength. This is not a formation I can jump on because it often pulls back out of these quick moves. I want to see it consolidate and give me that point of a triangle. Then I can take action on it. Other than that, these ones, I have to wait them out. Crypto Anything, good to have you along. Small stream, but this isn't the normal time of the day for this stream, so we'll build this up again. Cheers for now. I will let you all go and appreciate your audience here. Let's go back to the price of Bitcoin and see what's going on here. Zoom right in. Potential top formation. Always watching for the top formation now as it's going up. Watching. And we'll take a look at all of the different coins so that we're watching for top formations in these. So we have ETH, we have Litecoin US dollar, we have Ethereum US dollar, and we have Stellar US dollar. We'll watch what they're doing against the Bitcoin price so we can see that we're having that potential capitulation spike in Litecoin, in Ethereum, and in Stellar. So to have these spikes just in the last day in so many markets is very key to be paying attention to, especially if Bitcoin's making that top formation. So something is shaping up, something is shaking out. I'll keep an eye on this Bitcoin dominance, because should this be sliding lower and Bitcoin's doing a top formation, then all of these moves from our alts are going to wake up. We're going to see more of these taking off from here. This will take off from here. This will take off from here. That's it for today. Good luck in all of your cryptocurrency trading. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I'll be doing these Poloniex videos more regularly, and we'll keep up on the Poloniex margin trading. All the best. Cheers for now.